girl. Alright, I gotta arrange things. Come there. Oh, go girl. Go girl. Go girl. Go ahead. Go girl. Go ahead. Go girl. Or ladies. Or ladies ups. Or ladies ups. Little girls. Look girl in the mirror. Listen, my grandma Loretta. Watch out, Mom. There go girl coming through. Watch out, old ladies. What? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Good girl. Good girl, honey. Good, sweet girl. Boop, 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 boop. Here. There. I sit in Grandma Retta's chair, lunatical. She says, you do that, I'm in a mood. Have a cup of coffee, Joe? Cup of Joe? Little pretty girl? Hello, welcome to the tiniest little tube on the Ethernets. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka. I'm a contrarian. Just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. And this Pisces eclipse, where is it? Aquarius and Vedic, who knows? It's all, I don't know. It all adds out the same, I think. It all feels the same to me. Oh, go girl. Grandma Retta's still sleeping. She's recovering. We've been busy. We've been living life. I've been getting Mom out living life. Yesterday, we went over to Ricky's place I go when my heart's heavy and I want to eat my feelings. We go to Ricky's. This time I took Mom, and man, I never have to wonder why I do the things I do as far as taking care of things that I love. Never. You know, it feels good to take care of things that you love. To watch them prosper in ways that benefit them, not ways that I think that she should be prospering in. Because Mom's living her life too, you know. I'm just her chauffeur. And there's a young man there that at the restaurant, and he walked past me and he just started crying. He just broke down, and he just started just out loud like a grown man, right? And I said, Mom, excuse me a moment. I need to address this young man here. So I go over to him, and he just starts professing about how he's watching me take care of my mom, and his mom's down in Albuquerque, and she's homeless, and he can't do anything. He doesn't feel like he can do anything for her, and and I said, can I give you a hug? Because you always ask permission before you touch people, because it's just the polite thing to do. And so he said, yeah, and I held this man, and he just wept in my arms because he's so sad. And I just keep telling people, I said, you just keep imagining a world where there's a place for everybody, you know, that none of us are going to get thrown away, you know. And it's especially disheartening in New Mexico because they have so much money. They just don't have people that, like, divvy out the money. Like, the grant system, all that stuff is so stupid, man. It's all of that. It's just, you can have things, but you can't, because you can, you know, write proper and MPA, APA bullshit. We make up the formats, and then we tell you you gotta fit in the criteria in order to qualify to, it's just stupid. Like, planet Earth has gone off the rails, but it's gonna come back around. I had in my phone today, I a notification that I put in my phone probably a year ago, longer. I wonder when if it says when I put it in, if it says like create stamp, like they do pictures. But it says the earth is gonna quake today. And I got this premonition, this awareness based on the numbers from Geometry Effect News. And I haven't listened to that guy in over a year. So, yo, what's up? So we'll see if people's beliefs are, because I think the earth is going to change. I don't know when, like in the next 3 months. Like, like my map back here is going to be irrelevant because the earth ain't going to look that way no more. Or the imposed reality in which they tell us the earth is, it's going to change. And a lot of people are going to leave the earthly plane. They're going to do the ultimate ascension. And so I just think that there's lots of ways that the earth that can change and end. It's going to be contingent on each individual story. So if there's like a group of people that like your astrology lines up and it like end date is on this end date, that might be a pretty good indicator that a whole bunch of souls are going to turn over at the same time. See, because my story is not like any other story of anyone I've ever known. And I've seen a lot of repeat stories. Like, every time I see coliseums filled with people that do the same thing year in, year out, like get stuck in those loops, like they're stuck in a loop. They're not creating a story. They're living a story that's, it's one game. They replay it over and over. People get caught up. You know, like now we're coming on that 9/11 day, that fateful day, that controlled demolition when my nation that I swore to defend attacked itself like a fucking dumbass. To perpetuate storylines of paying itself hazardous duty pay and tax-free and wartime zones, all this bullshit that we created. You know, there's hell to pay for that stuff. You can't just kill people, you know, and designate it in the name of freedom and democracy. And think that, like, there's, like, universal law that ain't gonna come back and smack you in the little freaking lip, Peter. That's cool. You don't, I don't really do this for subs. I'm a storyteller. It's taken me I'm almost 1,200 subs, and it's taken me 8 years because people don't like the truth as I have lived it. Because I speak in terms of my actual life experience, not just shit I see on the internet. I live life. You know, I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make the world a better place while making sure my mom has all her needs met. She's comfortable and having a good time too. In a society that don't condone that, it don't help people like me take care of people like her. We're throwaways. But thanks though. So and then yesterday, me and Mom were practicing getting out. Now that, you know, my earthquake, you know, that's the thing, is like there's so many different ways the world can end. When we moved to New Mexico 5 years ago, December, we had 5 little dogs and a cat, and I swore, I was just like, whatever I can do to keep my family together. I'm thinking about getting a console. I don't play video games, but I could just screw around on the internet, and I mean, I have an IT background. You know, I just have, all of my energy has been taking care of my mom and my dogs, and now they're all dying. Not Mom. Mom's good. She's sleeping. But my dogs, I lost 3 dogs in less than a year. And it's just a big change because, like, 4 years, I took these dogs out one at a time on a leash. You know, like, my life was dedicated to these, the comfort of them. And so now my life is shifting to, you know, try and use my energy wisely. So yesterday, me and Mom drove down to Espanola. What a fucking. I knew a dude that was like grew up there, and I should know based on the guy that grew up there. Like I should have known what that place was. I've been there a couple times, but we went down to Lowe's because I wanted to get one of those Jackery generators, those indoor ones. So I don't gotta run the clankety clank generator out there. It's all loud and noisy, so I want to get one that I can put in the house, and then if need be, at least Mom and I could watch, whatever stream, we could entertain ourselves with the iPad and the big speaker. I got a big JBL speaker. We could do karaoke. Got some microphones, and just enough to power a heater if it gets cold in here, or but that's what I want to do to make sure that we have everything we need. So we went down to Espanola, and it says online there's 100 of them, and I was like, right, okay, well I'm gonna walk in. There's gonna be all these. I'm gonna have. I can choose from whatever I want, right? No, that's not the reality of life in fucking New Mexico. The last place state for so many reasons. No, they have like 100 at the warehouse, and I could have ordered it and then picked it up, and maybe that's what I'll do, because I guess. So they didn't have any. They didn't have any. High age gaming. But what? And then I go back and forth. Like, what console do I want to do? Do I want Xbox? Like, I don't like shoot 'em up. I like Mario. So what is that? Switch, Nintendo. Like, I like interacting with people, but I don't like shoot 'em up shit. Never seen Fortnite with my own eyes, and I should be a gamer. I just have been busy doing all these other things. I just the only game I ever conquered, like finished all the way through, was Mario 3 back in the early 90s. We used to freaking trip out. We used to hang out with Alice, is what we call it, eat a bunch of acid, and then freaking, like, there's a part in there's a white ball that goes around in a circle, and it has a black background, that we trip out, and I trip and I couldn't tell where the circle started and began, so I would just sit there. Marge, you gotta go. You gotta go, Marge. Oh my God. But, we also eat shrooms and go freaking run around the woods in Redding, Northern California. Ready, like, I had a good rearing life. I mean, I'm still rearing in life. I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate through this crazy shit. But I just think it's interesting. Like, I had earthquake in my phone, and yesterday, the gal that has done Tucker's nails like the last 3 years, like, came for the first time, and it was just Luna's, and that's the shit that fucks with me, like. And then I put that, like, when I put that notification in my phone, I had all my dogs, and now I only have one. Like, that's the stuff that, my Pisces and Venus, Jupiter and Mercury, man, that could just throw me around like, I don't know, a massive fucking tornado of water, emotionally speaking. So, but I've been, so we went down, and then we went and ate at this restaurant, this chili, and it was just such shit. Like, you know, you can tell when the waiter don't give a shit about you either. And which is weird to me, because my first restaurant, my first, like, life lesson job I ever had, longest job at 3.5 years, I worked at Chevy's Mexican restaurant in Redding, and, like, you learn how to take care, like, customer service, like, that's where I learned customer service, and people don't fucking know what customer service is. They're just, and I tipped that fucker, like, it was like, so I gave him like a like a 50% fucking, and he treated us like we were there to fucking give him money. And it's like, but that's the thing is, I've seen that my whole life is I've traveled around, done all these really hard shit in my life, going to war, like doing all this stuff I didn't want to do to put me and mom in a better standing later in life. Now we're in that later in life. Like, dude, people are fucking struggling. There's this one guy just got his toe cut off. Comes across my FYP. I followed him. You know, I sent him $100 here, 100, $20. Like, and this guy never fucking says thank you. He doesn't say thank you. All he does is tell the world of all the fucking shit that he needs. And it's like, sorry, girl. She's like, it's like you guys don't get it. Like, you need things. You need to go give things to other people. People don't get that. You need things. Go give all of the things that you need. Go be what other people need, and then what you need comes. That's how I've understood it. And my life is a whole dang miracle. One decade after the next, just one miracle melding into the next of awe. Like, how the fuck does she get through this? I don't even know. I just follow my heart and listen to do the next right thing. That's what good orderly direction to me is, Like, don't get mad about your position in life. Go lift up a dumbbell, build strength, and then use that strength to put yourself in a better position. And there's a lot of people on planet America that like, you ain't never had to do that. Another woman, this queen kid, she comes across like, why the fuck did, like, I don't have an algorithm. I use what people do as like data points. I collect data points to see how the main collective's gonna go. And this chick's up in like Colorado, Red Rock, oh, my life is so great, until she needs to fucking ask money for food. Like, but what do you do to help other people? And then people go around saying, oh, well, we don't talk about the good things. No, because you don't fucking, that's just a lot, that's just what people do so they don't have to do stuff. We'll just say, we'll just pretend like we're helping our fellow man as we're begging for handouts all the time. Like, maybe all those years of people going around doing everything they wanted to do, it just shows us, like, the ant and the grasshopper, I don't want to go to the military. I don't want to go to college. I don't want to do none of those things. But those are all those things that society told me I needed to do to be productive. And you know what I learned while interjecting myself and working in hospitals and universities and corporate? Like, I used to work at the company where you call in to vote for American Idol. Like just made up silly stuff. So, but people, there's a VP in every department, bunch of coke heads, stuff like that. But all these people put themselves in better advantage. They could have taken more people along, and they didn't. And now all these systems are failing. Medical system, yeah, we grew up poor, middle of the night. I had earaches because I'm energetic sensitive. I'd end up freaking, my ears hurt so bad. We'd end up Shasta General, waiting hours on end for someone to come look in my ear and give me something to make me feel better. And you know why they wouldn't come? I found out later when I worked in hospitals, because they were sleeping and they didn't care. Little kid can wait, mom's trying to freaking scrape up enough quarters to put it in the gas tank to get us there and home, because ain't nothing more sucky than breaking down on the way home from the ER room. Just like all this stuff that people can't comprehend. They have no idea, because they've just been sitting up in their little warm, comfy little glass houses for generation after generation. And now people can't even sustain the infrastructure anymore. Like New Mexico, is dissolving. Like, they paid, the stupid cousins paid themselves for generations and generations, you know, to do a job, and they didn't do the job because this place is fallen, just floods, just like it's a mess here. So that's what they get. That's what they get. You know? And they hide behind secrets and all this stupid stuff when it's just plain to see they just fucking incapable people in positions that they have no business being in, designating how things should be, and people that have always been always had their little asses wiped, ain't never freaking had to worry for nothing. They have no fucking idea what it is to take care of somebody else and how to navigate with with my nacho neurodivergence. Just trying, dude. There's a time I needed to apply for food stamps. I couldn't get food stamps in Taos, New Mexico. Like, how stupid is your fucking system that I couldn't get a couple $100 a month in food stamps when I need it? Now I don't need it. Now I'm just gonna keep talking about how stupid fucking cousins at Taos, New Mexico run things, and it's only gonna get worse because your kids aren't very smart to begin with in the last one. Like, you know what's funny about Taos County is Taos is like it's its own place, it's its own entity, it has its own regulations, its own rules, its own, you know, and the rest of the state don't even fucking acknowledge Taos. Because it's like a big fucking gang that owns it or something. The Taos Ski Valley. Like, if we don't like that, you don't like that, we like to go we. like, like, you people play too much, man. Taos could be a really cool place if more people had opportunity, but nope, it's just the same group of stupid cousins. That ain't for, but it's not just like that where I live. It's like that everywhere. It's like that in Oregon. It's like that in California. It's like that in Nebraska. Less and less people are capable of doing things that need to be done. You know. Less and less people are capable of doing hard work. And that puts strain on the ones that can. I always thought it was weird that the people that work the hard stuff, like busted knuckles, getting dirty, hot, gross, and it didn't matter what time, you know, like you had to go, because that's who I was when I was in the military. Like, I was mission essential. It doesn't, you didn't, it was, there was no, you got a couple inches on the ground and you don't go, no, is you show up and you clean up the snow and then you do your job in the snow while you're cleaning up the snow. You know, and like America got so soft, it just sits around, plays video games all the time, and kids don't know how to even fucking take care of themselves, man. 12, 13, 14-year-olds do not know how to read all over. Because I think it's stupid to look at borders. I'm going back to borderless mentality. Like, you know, because it's silly. Because people think, like, where they live is like, they get all prideful about where they live, right? Oh, I'm from there. It's like, dude, because it's imaginary lines make up that place. That stuff is so dumb, man. So let's see if the earth quakes today. Let's see. Or my earthquake shook, my earth ended the way as I understood it, you know, with all my little dogs going to heaven. All that love energy I put into them, I don't even hardly know what to do with myself. That's why I've been getting me and mom out, you know. But then we go out and then like I'm in fucking New Mexico and people are like, oh, you better respect what? The fucking third grade reading level? Fucking Jesus. Give me some. I respect people that do respectable things. And they threw my mom away back in the 1950s, and they've been paying themselves to say that they care about little babies and stuff ever since, and I know that's a lie, so. Huh, Mom? We teach them how to take care of little old ladies, huh, Mom? Yeah? Are you warm enough? Yeah. She's happy. So I don't see a whole lot of cloud coverage over where we live, and it's. What's the temperature you think gonna be today, Mom? Mom. Let's see. There's wildfires in Zambezia in Brazil, in Zambia. A total lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth blocks all the sunlight from reaching the moon. A lunar eclipse always has to happen during a full moon. It is often called a blood moon during its red color. This eclipse will be visible in Eastern Europe, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. The feminine energy is stronger than you are used to. You are willing to help others. You are more willing to help others. You will happily let people operate their own life without interference from you. But when asked, you are also willing to help. See, that's what my role is. I gotta go out to the gorge, the death bridge. I hate that bridge. I fucking hate that bridge, dude. I do not like that bridge. And people come here to end their earthly incarnate, to get off. But I don't want them to do that. I want to make a world that's worth living on. So, I gotta go write my number on my stickers and then put them on the box so they can call me, so they don't have to jump, because I don't want nobody else. Since I've lived in Taos, the day Tucker went to heaven, it was said, see, our story is so beautiful. The day Tucker went to heaven, I gave Tucker a ride to earn his wings. And the woman that is a receptionist that I'd been talking with all weekend, I was letting her know that this was, like this was happening and stuff like that. And keeping in, I was just trying to reach out basically to anybody. I was just so lost. And she got stuck. She lives on the other side of that bridge, and she got stuck. She couldn't be there when I got there because somebody had jumped, and I don't want nobody to jump off that bridge. It's just too easy to stay. Like, what do you want to do? Like there's times when I was just like, beside myself in my own head, with no action to be able to be had, and I'd be, so in freaked, like, wouldn't it be cool to be able to go and use like an excavator, and focus on just like moving dirt, so I can focus on that because I can control that. I can't control losing things that I love because my life path says that I don't get to love things in real life, intangibles anyway. Just mom and the dogs. I have I have 2 nephews and 4 nieces, and none of them care to know Aunt Marge. But there's also a kid in Minnesota that's 21 that I met when he was like 17, and he gave me Auntie Marge status. So we don't always get to keep the things that we love because they gotta go do their own stuff. And we gotta love them enough to let them go sometimes. So that's what my role is, to love people enough to let them not be a part of my life when I used to hang on so dearly, so adamantly. So I got a new sticker for my water bottle. My water bottle's in the car. But yesterday I went to a flower shop on the north side of Espanola and talked with a dude. And I gave him my sticker, one of my Straight People Like Rainbows 2 stickers. And then he gave me a sticker. He let me spin the wheel too. So I got $1 pre-roll. And then just like a flower, like an eighth of flour, and then he got to practice his spiel and share with me his story, and like the days of the week offers a different bonus, So all in all, and I got to try one of those cherry dip soft serve from Dairy Queen. Mom and I got one of those and split it. It's probably won't ever do that again. We'll try anything once, we'll just pass on that. But Mom's been pretty happy. I want to see more places where the world, it's going to get so crazy. Because collective consciousness is lining up. And more people are seeing how crazy it is in their lives. That shit's just seeping all over the place. And then I see it. And largely, it's because of this right here. It says the feminine energy is stronger right now. So people, male, female, it don't matter. If they deny that feminine energy within themselves, they're going to overcompensate. It's going to come out sideways. Whenever on my FYP I see people like going to blows in the street and stuff, that's just like 2 Pisces men, or a Pisces man and a Cancer man. They're just fighting for that masculinity. I see it a lot. I used to have that little Napoleon complex myself. And then it became apparent to me that I can't do that if I can't do that and live as a spiritual being having a human experience. I can do that having a human, as a human being having a spiritual experience, but that's not my plight in life. That's not my path. So, the great shift is among us. Huh, Lunatickle? Ma, what do you feel like for breakfast today, Ma?
What's that?
So you want some scrambled eggs?
Some scrambled eggs. Good.
You want some pasta? We got to that pasta left over from that mediocre restaurant in a half-horse town in fucking Mexico. We just go for the road trip, huh, Mom? Maybe we should go. Where should we go next? Should we go to Colorado? We're only like 30 miles north of Colorado.
Oh, that's nice.
Should we check that out, Ma?
Yeah, that's probably nice.
Drive through Cuesta and give him the bird.
Right.
Say, you don't throw your little babies away, you shit town. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, what is wrong with society? My whole life, people are like, oh, save the children. I'm like, dude, fuck you guys. I was the children that had to learn how to save myself.
Yeah.
Ain't no fucking adult ever saved me. Shit. I've been protecting mom since I was a 15-year-old girl, freaking throwing dudes over my shoulder, because that's what they do on the wrestling mat. It works. Police. So, anyway, Meeker inheriting the earth. It's a trip, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
We gotta make a world so, like, if something happens to me, that Mom's gonna be okay. And, you know, anybody else, that if somebody has a loved one that has a hard time, like, knowing what day it is for, 15 years, and they got hard times, like, we gotta make a place for everybody, not just a place for the people, like, that go boom 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 because it makes their little peckers hard. Like, that ain't right. That's what we've been doing all along, and that shit needs to stop. Like, alright, that's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.